Blog Talk Radio.
My name is Matthew E. O'Neill. I'm the former top-rated writer for Everipedia Inc., a cryptocurrency and internet encyclopedia set company that was rebranded IQWiki in 2022. I served in the U.S. Armed Forces on active duty for 4 years from 1996 until 2000. I was stationed on Shriver Air Force Base for 3 years, but I also spent time in Bahrain and in the United Arab Emirates. I qualified on an M16 and received martial arts training from black belts. I competed in USA Boxing sanctioned matches. I defeated Preston Hartzog by TKO. Preston Hartzog was a 1997 U.S. Armed Forces champion. I had the best instructors. Most people would agree the world can be a violent place, but with proper structure, the world can also make sense. I created a Colonel Cedric Leighton Everipedia page. Colonel Cedric Leighton is a former member of the Joint Staff, Pentagon, under Admiral Michael Mullen and General Pace. He was the Deputy Director of the NSA in 2010. His areas of expertise are intelligence, acquisition, air combat, and foreign relations, with specialty in the Middle East and Asia. He has been on CNN describing Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Colonel Cedric Leighton graduated from Cornell University and holds a master's degree in international studies from Angelo State University. He speaks German, French, Spanish. He was deployed to Europe, the Middle East, Asia, and Latin America during his career. He received a commission in 1984. He began his U.S. Air Force career in 1984. He spent much of his early military career in Germany. Colonel Leighton is the recipient of the Defense Service Medal, the Bronze Star, and was awarded the Joint Qualified Officer designation. He is the founder and president of Cedric Leighton Associates, a Washington, D.C. area-based strategic risk and management consultant firm. He has 26 years' experience as an intelligence officer in the U.S. Air Force, retiring as a colonel in 2010. Colonel Leighton can be found on Facebook. He was deployed to the Middle East 5 times. He served in the war in Iraq and led a tactical integration team that destroyed Iraq's air defense system during the war. He has appeared on Fox Business. He has appeared on numerous television shows, including Fox Business Network, Fox News Channel, Bloomberg TV, CNN, C-SPAN, MSNBC, and many others. Not only did I create this Colonel Cedric Leighton page, that page has over 25,000 views. I spoke with Adelle Nazarian over the phone a few years ago and helped recreate her page. There was an archive page on there that was old and antiquated, so I redid the entire page with her. Adelle Nazarian is an Iranian-American that has worked as a journalist, but as of 2021 is the CEO of Washington, D.C.-based company American Blockchain PAC. She was born and raised in Livingston, New Jersey, and graduated from Drew University with a major in Chinese and political science. She lives in Los Angeles and has worked as a reporter for Breitbart during the 2016 U.S. presidential election. In the last weeks of the election, she traveled with Vice President-elect Mike Pence on Trump Force 2. Her specialties include coverage of the United States Congress, Iran, China, and India. She is the CEO of American Blockchain PAC and has been the CEO of that company since November 2021. She has been on Fox News and CNN and has been an on-air analyst and contributor with major media networks and outlets, including CNN, Fox News, Newsmax, Daily Caller, and many others. She's also a public speaker that has been invited to speak globally on human rights, national security issues, and geopolitics. There was an incident a few years ago in which a famous comedian was involved in a tragic drug overdose. Her and her friends were at a party in Los Angeles, and they decided to do drugs together. They weren't sure where the drugs came from, and they did not know their drug dealer. When Kate Quigley woke up, she found her friends dead, and she woke up alive. Her name is Kate Quigley, and she is a stand-up comedian and actress. Kate Quigley hosted the 2016 Adult Video News Awards, which aired in March on Showtime. She has appeared in television shows including The Office, The Josh Wolf Show, The Danny Comden Project, The Megan Mullally Show, and Talk Show with Spike Feresten. Quigley survived a cocaine fentanyl drug overdose that occurred on September 4th, 2021. She posted on her Facebook page on September 12th, 2021 that she felt sore, but was excited for the upcoming NFL season. I made a few other pages as well. I created up near 1,000 pages, or a little bit more than 1,000 pages for Everipedia during my over 3 years of work with the company. Many of those pages still exist. It can be found on the Google.com and Bing.com search engines. Everipedia Archives is a Facebook group, and you can find Everipedia articles that I created as a Facebook group, Everipedia Archives. I also created the Brian Glaze Gibbs page. The Brian Glaze Gibbs page that I created has 6,000 views. Brian Glaze Gibbs is a former Brooklyn drug kingpin and enforcer for Queens, New York drug lord Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols. By the time he was 22 years old, he was the head of his own crew, which he initialed M&M, which stands for Money and Murder. From 1987 until 1998, detectives believed Glaze was averaging one murder per week. He was also the prime suspect in the 1988 murder of police officer Edward Byrne. Gibbs is the co-author of the Brian Gibbs Glaze story, Beyond Lucky, which is a paperback book that was published in 2015. He is an Amazon author. He is the star of Inside the Mind of a Killer, which is available on Amazon Video. The Kindle version of Straight from the Streets, Volume 1, Brian Glaze Gibbs, is for rent on Amazon.com. Gibbs gives a quick synopsis of it on Amazon.com website. My name is Brian Glaze Gibbs. I was once a problem causing havoc in my community, having a small army following me for all the wrong reasons. Today, I'm seeking to share my story of me and some of my major figures from the 1980s and 1990s, illustrating the good, the bad, and the ugly outcomes of our lifestyle. I wrote a book called Everipedia Mob Chronicles, which is in Kindle and audiobook version on Amazon. In that book, I have a short biography of John Gotti III. There was a case back in 1990 in which Sammy Gravano, who was the underboss of the Gambino crime family, decided to testify against John Gotti. John Gotti went to prison for the rest of his life and then died of cancer in the early 2000s. Sammy Gravano was a government witness for years. He's also a killer who killed over 15 people. Alan Kaiser was a victim of a homicide in New York City when he was a juvenile. He was killed by Sammy Gravano. Alan Kaiser was 16 years old and an innocent bystander when he was shot and killed seconds after witnessing Sammy Gravano and an associate carrying out a drive-by shooting in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, on August 5th, 1977. Kaiser was a former Boy Scout and a talented artist. He was walking his girlfriend home moments before he was killed. Kaiser's family didn't know who killed him until 20 years after the shooting. Gravano later cooperated with authorities. Gravano ultimately testified against Gambino crime family boss John Gotti. Alan Kaiser's sister, Joy Ferracci, stated, "The Federal Bureau of Investigation rang my mother's doorbell and said they knew who murdered her son. It was Sammy Gravano." Gravano spent years in the Witness Protection Program before moving to Arizona. Gravano later became underboss of the Gambino crime family and wrote the book Underboss. Thank you.
The name to know when the drains don't flow. John Sewer, we get the job done.
John Sewer takes clogged drains seriously. Their team of technicians is trained to solve any clog or issue in our area's old, complex drain systems. John Sewer and Drain are equipped to respond to your emergency fast. Visit johnsewer.com to learn more.
John Sewer, we get the job done.